folks, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another game recap slash takeaways powered by BetUS. As you watch this video, the Buffalo Bills are about halfway through the third quarter, so I figured that I might as well just make my takeaway video now since there was so much to unpack from the first half. Like I said, we can probably discover quite a bit as this game continues, as our threes and our fours start rotating in, but I feel like we can walk away with quite a few positives and then obviously some negatives. But overall, this was a much better performance as a team than we witnessed during preseason week 1. As mentioned, this video is sponsored by BetUS, folks. BetUS is hands down the #1 platform on the face of the planet when it comes into over-unders, money lines, all the way down to player props for this upcoming NFL season. And get this, they are matching 125% of your first 3 deposits all the way up to $2,000, folks. There is not a better promotional on the damn market today. So go ahead, hit that link in my description and get in on the damn action. So yeah, folks, first and foremost, I want to start off with the positives here. Shout out the damn defense. If you want to talk about a team that literally clamped up the entire starting staff of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the entire first half, this defensive squad really ended up making a statement. I'm talking, we were seeing splashes from our run defense, from our pass defense, and more importantly, our damn pass rush. Shout out to Gregory Rousseau. If he continues this trajectory going into the regular season, he's going to be a 10-plus sack kind of guy. He was bullying that left tackle so much, I'm not surprised if that guy's going to go home and contemplate whether or not that he made the right career decision. 2 sacks on the day was absolutely beautiful. You were seeing this Buffalo Bills defensive line getting the best out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And granted, I know the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line has a lot of question marks. There's a lot of youth. It is considered to be one of their weaknesses. But with so many question marks with the Bills secondary, specifically on the safety side of things, now that Matt Milano is going to be out at least until December, we need that pass rush to serve as an insurance policy. And all of us just being up in Russell Wilson's grill the entire first half is certainly something we should be excited about. Speaking of defense, giant shout out right to the linebackers by themselves. How about Joe Andreesen? Folks, everyone knows that I'm the one that likes to stay timid when it comes into camp sweethearts. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to expect that one player that's from Western New York that everyone falls in love with in training camp, but this guy is making an absolute statement in potentially making this 53-man roster. Dare I say, actually competing for the starting job at strong side linebacker. Where it stands, he's a third on the depth chart. Well, second now that Matt Milano is out until December. But dude was making tackles left and right. He is an absolute tackling machine. He's really making a name for himself. I was so excited to see that he was out there running with the ones at the beginning of this game. And I'll tell you what, I think that we can just put it to bed right now. With the Matt Milano injury, this guy is a shoo-in for the 53, and I think he might even be a pretty solid contributor. My question is, can he play on the weak side, right? Because he's on the depth chart. Can he be versatile enough where we could have Dorian Williams, who's a hell of a dude when it comes into pass coverage? We shall see. Even Dorian Williams was out there making some plays. I saw one missed tackle that was a bit worrisome, but like I said, still going to take a little bit of time for him to knock the rust off into year 2. But overall, the first game where we all understand that Matt Milano is not going to be a significant factor on this team this year certainly makes me feel a hell of a lot better. Now, last positive that I have seen so far has to be Ray Davis. I mean, it is so nice seeing him don that number 22 and really be that north-south runner that we have needed. Somebody that can run in between the tackles, yards after the catch. Again, this guy was eating up yards toward the end of the first half and then also at the beginning of the third quarter. This last drive that I was just watching, he was absolutely going crazy. With James Cook, right? He's always been that guy that dominates on the outside, but we always miss that running back that can run in between the tackles. Ray Davis, I'm so excited to see what he can do this year. Don't be surprised if this man ends up becoming RB1 halfway through the season. Maybe it's way too much preseason hype at this point, but I am a absolute believer in Ray Davis. Now it comes down right into the negatives. I have been hoping that Keon Coleman would actually be able to get into the end zone, show what he has been proving at practice day in and day out. But again, he had an opportunity in the red zone. And granted, Mitchell Trubisky did not throw the best possible football, but it did end up hitting his hand. He should have came up to it. It was squeezed in with super tight coverage. And now I'm just starting to get concerned that his confidence is not going to be where it should be going into regular season week 1. I really want to see him have a bit more opportunities. I think where it stands, I saw him running with the offense this last drive into the third. Hopefully, by the time that I upload this video, he'll be dancing in the end zone. But for now, we just need some more opportunities, and we need him to actually make the most out of them. Now, next negative probably has to be our backup quarterbacks. Mitchell Trubisky, bro. Mitchell Trubisky is holding on to the football for like 5 business days out there. I was live streaming on the channel, and by the way, I highly recommend you subscribe and also turn on bell notifications so you never miss that. But I was seeing a couple of people come in and say, Dan, this offensive line is worrisome, man. Mitch Trubisky is getting eaten alive. Folks, I have to tell you that the best offensive lines in all of football are giving their quarterbacks about sub 3 seconds to throw the football. Mitch Trubisky, I was counting on several snaps where he was holding on to it for about 5 seconds, if that. And so he had a really bad performance. Let's just hope that he can clean it up a little bit. So that's certainly a liability, but at the end of the day, what can you do? Another negative is all of these damn injuries that we have. Like I was just absolutely shitting on Mitchell Trubisky, it also appears that MVS was out with a neck. We ended up seeing that absolute travesty unfold on television. Mitch Trubisky's knee is not doing well, and we had a couple of more injuries stacked on. We can just not get over this injury bug. It's tough. It is right now, folks, but at the end of the day, I like what this Buffalo Bills team is doing, at least on the defensive side of the ball. We ended up seeing improvements from that first preseason game against the Chicago Bears. However, sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'm always curious to hear what the rest of Bills Mafia is unpacking. Do keep in mind, Josh Allen was not out there, folks. Again, I want to reiterate to everybody that Joe Brady is not showing his full hand of cards, his full deck of cards. So I think that we will be just fine, but it was certainly encouraging to see the defense have a damn day. Ray Davis, and by the way, shout out Tyler Bass for going on ahead and making all of his damn kicks. Like I said, this Buffalo Bills team is about to enter into the fourth quarter. A lot more could happen, but those are my observations as of right now. Thank you so much for tuning in to another stream powered by BetUS, and I will see you next time.